because there will be many things in this world that will generate hardship, and suicide is not an answer, for any of it. So again, we want to give children alternatives to suicide, because we can't always stop the pain. And of course, it's just confusion. A child may just have that confusion within himself, and it may have that imbalance or such strong uncertainty that any little hardship can cause them to go overboard. Okay, as you could say, fragile children. So again, teen suicide needs to be addressed as an issue on its own, regardless of who is committing suicide. Okay, and it concerns me that bullying and teen suicide are now only being highlighted because it's something that occurred to gays, when in reality this is something that is going on every day to all types of children. And what about those children? No one is speaking about those other children. The emphasis is on gays, and gays are, no different than other children. So if you're going to speak on bullying and you're going to speak on teen suicide, then speak on that issue in itself. Okay, now, let's see here if there was anything else I wanted to say. Right. See, bullying and teen suicide are not controversial, whereas sexual orientation is very controversial, and whether or not it's okay is very controversial. Whereas with bullying and teen suicide, we know that that's not okay. There isn't a great debate about that. There's no controversy there. So to mix something that is controversial with something that is non-controversial pretty much muddies the water and makes it more difficult to accomplish objectives in any area, because it will be met with resistance and conflict on the part that the controversial thing is present. So that's another reason where it needs to be separate in order to make further progress on one issue, instead of being held back because of another. Let's see here. The other thing I wanted to say is that I think it's very sneaky, underhanded, and dishonest to use the bullying issue and the teen suicide issue to promote a belief that it is okay to be gay. Now, maybe it is okay to be gay. However, people are entitled to their beliefs, and if some believe that it's not okay, then it's their right. Okay, they should not have to be inundated or trained into believing that it's okay to be gay. That's an individual decision. Okay, so just do not use the platforms of bullying and teen suicide to promote your gay issues. That's my bottom line there. Because that's a very controversial issue. It's a very personal issue. Okay, whereas bullying and teen suicide actually is a very personal issue too. But it's not controversial. Just like bullying is not controversial. Bullying is a public issue. So, yes, if you want to promote your gay agenda, then promote your gay agenda. But do not try to require children to be taught that it's okay to be gay, and introduce that under the guise of bullying and teen suicide, because I resist that, and I think it's very underhanded and sneaky. So let me see, is there anything else I wanted to say? Okay, well, that's it. Oh yeah, and I want to say bullying The definition of bullying has expanded greatly to where they say if someone gives you the silent treatment, they're bullying you. Well, now, are you saying that that person must speak to me? That that person no longer has a right not to speak to me? That person no longer can choose who they want to speak to? And they're really wrong because I'm gay and they're not speaking to me? Come on now. Let's not just go wild and crazy throwing everything under the umbrella of bullying because we don't like it. It's something someone does that we don't like. I think it's much better to stick with concrete, visible behavior that can definitely be better regulated, and children can be trained not to do. Another way to teach the children about the bullying behavior to decrease it is to give them specific examples of what bullying behavior is and allow them to role play out some bullying behavior, and ask the person who's playing the bully how would they feel if they were being treated a particular way, and have them be treated that way, and then ask them how they feel. And then do that with the students, and that's a very good way to teach about the bullying behavior and to work to decrease it, because the reality is everybody wants to be treated well and no one wants to get hurt. So in other words, if the person is put in the other person's shoes through role playing, then I think a lot can be accomplished that way. And you don't have to introduce, okay, we have a gay person here, and this gay person is being bullied, or we have a black person here, or a disabled person here is being bullied. Forget about what that person is and focus on the behavior. We have a person here, and they are being bullied. And this is the bullying behavior. They're being pushed and shoved. And, okay, you play the bully, you play the victim. And then have them switch places, and then ask them how they feel about it. And you can teach this without bringing in the issue of gayness, sexual orientation, disability, race, or anything like that, if your true objective is to decrease bullying. But if that's not your true objective, then you will insist on the gay issue and sexual orientation and disability and race and all that be brought into the picture. And those are platforms in and of themselves. But the reality is they're more open to controversy, and people have their personal feelings about it. But one thing we can all, the general population can agree on, is that bullying behavior is not acceptable. So let's work from an area that we most agree, instead of approaching it from an area where there's great division, and we will get more accomplished. Okay? And that's what I have to say. Thanks. Bye.